Okay. Okay, this should be working. Question A1. Definition of ICT. Good. This information and communication technology, ICT, infrastructure of a business refers to all technologies which capture, store, retrieve, process, display, represent, organize, manage, secure, transfer, interchange data and information. Now, that is a lot to take in. So, we'll build on it instead. So, ICT typically includes everything computerized within a network or a business that is necessary to implement and operate systems and networks for communication services. It also is made to support apps, content, and commerce. This will include routers, switches, software needed to run computer technology, computer hardware, operating systems, servers, and so much more. In a network, there are 5 major components, depending on which type of network we're talking about, to make it function. These are the NIC, the network interface cards, switches, routers, modems, and cables. While these are not the only important components, they are some of the most important to making up a network. Now, for the other type of network, there are 5 basic components to make up that type. These are clients, servers, channels, interface devices, and operating systems. This is the more ICT-related answer. Now, clients are the end users of a network who receive internet and utilize computer hardware and software to complete various tasks. There are servers which store data, distribute data, dictate different network data functions and operations, and all have various functions. Next are channels, which are the means of communication between a client and the network. As defined in the PDF textbook on page 119, user components are these things that the user interacts with on a PC desktop. In the PDF textbook glossary, they are defined as those things that expose all other services of the network to the user, enabling user interaction through a desktop device. Here are some examples of user components. The desktop home screen, which is the screen you'd use on the monitor when you turn on the PC. Now, most systems today use graphic user interfaces or GUIs. While in the beginning days of computers, they used systems like DOS, and of course, the originals had no display at all. But as time progressed, the systems got more complex and more complex. Started off with binary, moved on to DOS, which is command line user interfaces. Now we have desktops for you to interact with in GUIs. So, other user components include PCs, which are defined in the textbook as a computer that allows a user to run applications and do calculations and much more. PC is primarily interacted with through a keyboard and mouse and a graphic user interface. PC has many factors that affect how it operates, with both software and hardware components being major factors. Software here will be the focus, as it is also a major user component. Primarily the operating system. Today, most computers run on Mac OS or Windows 7, 10, or 11, with the very small percentage of users using Linux, like myself. Now, today we'll be talking a little bit more about Mac, Windows, and all that. These all have various types of user components which allow you to access software and networks. They all have their own specific software and networks that work for those types. Most applications are designed for Windows and exclusively because it is the primary operating system, but there are also systems designed for Mac as well. And some systems are exclusive to Mac as well. Now, service components are defined as those parts of the network that facilitate network operations and with which the user may directly interface. Page 107, PDF textbook. These services are always being created, so it will never be possible to define all of them. Just a few include services such as printing, software as a service, communication services, email, phone, fax, and much more. These services allow users to complete certain tasks, communicate, and utilize certain software. Enterprise-wide components are defined as information and computer technology, infrastructure, architecture, enterprise-wide software, including ERP, e-commerce, e-business, document management, and other specialized applications. An example of enterprise-wide components would be a large accounting firm using specific accounting software across their whole company, or as an example provided in the book is a law firm using their own billing system specific for their attorneys. And then a library organization may have very specific inventory service and software that they use to keep track of all their books. And stores have the same thing for all their products. Various components of ICT are all very important to an organization, as every organization has some use for all of these tools in ICT. Today, if your company doesn't use computers or technology, it will likely not function with nearly as much efficiency as it would otherwise. Today, especially as more and more people begin to work from home, services like VPNs and software as a service, enterprise-wide technologies and user components have all taken extremely vital places in our world. Next is to define the role of the shipping industry, FedEx or UPS. I chose UPS. Now, Oxford defines logistics as the commercial activity of transporting goods to the customers and the detailed coordination of a complex organization involving many people, facilities, or supplies. Both of these definitions certainly apply to UPS, as they are a huge shipping company aiming to transport goods to customers, but they also are an enormous organization with many people, facilities, and supplies globally. On their page on their About page on the UPS website, UPS claims they employ 534,000 people around the world and provide services to more than 220 countries and territories. That's billions of people they serve. Billions. Let that sink in. Okay. Daily, over 2,000 flights are made, all in order to deliver the goods to people across the planet. Shipping industry is enormous, to say the least. According to UPS's annual revenue report, they made $97.3 billion in revenue over the whole of 2021. The shipping industry includes shipping products overseas by ships and planes, across countries by planes and trucks, and then to homes with vans and trucks. The way it functions is when a customer purchases a good from a company that ships products with UPS, the details of the product are sent off to UPS to be processed. From there, it's also so they can receive the product. From there, depending on the quantity of product and the size of the company, UPS will either pick up the package as needed, or the company will have it delivered to a UPS location. Now, from here, UPS has received the package and will begin the processing order. It adds all the package details into their system and gets it into the queue. From here, the time it takes to get the package to the customer varies wildly, depending on the amount paid and the shipping type requested. If the package is being shipped from China to the US, it may take 2 or more weeks to get the product when using standard enterprise shipping. However, if the customer needs that product the next day, they can pay a higher shipping fee to get their package delivered by the next morning, which is insane. Once the order is processed, the status of the order is updated on the UPS website in real time. Let's see here. Much of the processing stage is done using automation and technology, making the processing stage fairly quick. These technologies include inventory management software, storage systems, transport systems, automatic identification and data capture systems, barcodes, QR codes, etc. And that is from imagi.org. And pick indicator systems. The shipping industry has revolutionized the world, and without it, a large amount of goods and services would slow and quickly come to a sudden halt. COVID-19 impacted the shipping industry so significantly during the first quarter. but they did eventually make a huge comeback with revenue. But with tariffs for certain products and problems in the Suez Canal in Egypt, which disrupted global trade significantly for a couple weeks, these impacts are still being felt to some degree today. UPS is the world's largest package delivery company, just ahead of FedEx. It has a foothold in almost every single part of the world. One of the few countries it doesn't have is North Korea, which is only accessed by DHL, another competitor with UPS and FedEx. Okay. To express just how enormous the company UPS is and their effect upon the entire world, or in fact their effect on the entire industry rather, there are a few factors to take a look at. First, their enormous revenue with nearly $100 billion in revenue in the last year alone. It's a lot about how enormous of a foothold they have in that industry and the world. Then you take a look at how UPS ships more than 3% of the global gross domestic product and about 6% of U.S. gross domestic product on a daily basis. That's daily. I got this information from UPS's website directly. To emphasize how enormous that is, keep in mind the 200 plus companies or countries UPS ships with, and the several billion people these countries make up. It's easy mentioning the express critical shipping, which is their fastest shipping method that makes sure that your package gets to you as fast as they can make it there. Shipping airlines can make zero-stop flights from countries across the globe that would take multiple airlines and flights in commercial flights. So a flight from, say, an Asian country to Australia would take multiple stops normally for a commercial flight. But for shipping flights, one stop. And that is from destination to destination. Next is defining the role of ACT or ICT within the shipping industry organization. UPS has enterprise-wide components such as shipping and inventory management software, package and vehicle tracking software. They have user components such as main computers for tracking and processing package data, service components such as their shipping software for other companies to manage their shipping with, UPS, World Ship Shipping software, UPS Campus Ship, My Freight Tracking, and reporting solution software. There are such as UPS Flex Global View software. All of this information was gotten from UPS's website directly. ICT is essential to this company. UPS works on a global scale and has billions of dollars of technologies throughout their various locations around the world. UPS steps to make shipping as easy as possible while minimizing the paperwork for everyone. They understand they have billions of customers relying on them every day. They need every single last one of their ICT components to work and keep on functioning. They also provide software and hardware to other companies as well, make small investments in them. And then they, let's see here, and they're tracking software in every vehicle, plane, truck, or ship. They have need for billions of dollars of ICT just to keep their services up and running. Next, I'll provide details about the shipping industry and the technical initiatives. UPS has undergone several undertaking initiatives to try to minimize their carbon footprint as a company and claim that they have invested $1 billion in alternative fuel and advanced technologies for their shipping. In China, UPS is working to make their ground vehicles all electric in order to reduce carbon impact, save money, and drive the electric vehicle industry forward as well. UPS has also purchased recently a location in Singapore that they refer to as Supply Chain Solutions Innovation Center, where customers, technology partners, and students across Asia will get to collaborate with UPS and get hands-on experience with next-generation supply technologies and simulated warehouse. They intend to do this in order to push forward innovation and their technology. This is all not even mentioning the $1 billion they sink into furthering technology every year. Next part is to give details on future technical initiative. So, my technical initiative was automated vehicles and drones. I figured we might as well combine the two since they go so well together. Some innovations towards drone tech and automated vehicle tech are already in progress, but none of them are quite ready for the industry yet. Automated vehicles and drone technology could significantly revolutionize the entire shipping industry in many ways. One negative side would be it could potentially put people out of work, like all those drivers, but who knows? Maybe they will still have a place somewhere. We'll see. Now, autonomous vehicles and drone delivery technology could significantly revolutionize the entire industry. Autonomous vehicles would be extremely useful to the industry, and if only UPS had it, it could make them very hard to ever overtake in terms of size, profit, and literally any factor. They would basically become a monopoly. Not to say they aren't already, but it could make them very hard to overtake in terms of size, profit, and efficiency. Autonomous vehicles could identify the fastest and best travel routes in order to minimize the time on the roads and improve safety and efficiency of the vehicles. That's from Aftermarket News, February 2020. Improving safety also minimizes insurance costs and damage costs to vehicles, as it would eliminate human error from the list of factors causing incidents and damages from the side of UPS. So if there was human error involved, it would be to other drivers or something like that. Or maybe a code error, who knows. Drone point of delivery services could, let's see here, let me rephrase that. Drone delivery technology could help get packages from the local warehouses to their point of delivery, reducing vehicles needed to deliver packages. All this technology would have an ICT component though, and drones would likely need to be controlled at least partially by employees on location in order to tell drones where to go and when to drop the packages. Now, AI tech could help make their drones get there safely and quickly. And then here's why we're excited. Okay. Thank you for listening. This was the UPS Shipping Industry Impact Final Project for Business Communications and Networking by Sid Sullivan. Thank you.